Welcome back to American Textbook Reading. I'm Ryan Stewart. Today, what are we going to learn about today? We're going to learn about heat, which is, we have some heat sources. We have the sun, which is in our book, the light, also in our book, fire in our book, and rubbing hands in our book too. So we have four main heat sources. So I'll show you first. The sun is in the center of our galaxy. Fire, we usually use to go camping. Rubbing hands, like this, rubbing hands. Can you feel the heat? The heat is from the rubbing hands. It's a little hot. And finally, we have some lights. Some can be torch lights or a light of a lamp or a light of a lamppost or a street light or any other light. It is called light. And now, are you ready to get started with the vocabulary? I'll pick the book up. I'll show you a quick look at the vocabulary before we start. Here, let's take a quick look. Can you see all of them? You can see heat, energy, warm, rub, stove, and lamp. Close it up. The first one is heat. Heat is a source that makes things hot. So as you can see, if you go camping and you hike, or you go as a soldier, but that when you set up a camp or a campfire, you see that the campfire is a source of heat. Now, are you ready for the next one? The next one is warm. Warm means to sit like this in front of the fire, which is the book. It means to sit in front of the fire and to be warm. You don't want to get burned or to be very hot by the fire, but you just want to be warm. Just like if you're hungry, you just say, "Mom, I want to eat something." Then your mom says, "There's some pizza in the refrigerator, but we need to warm it up." So where will you warm it up? The place where you warm it up will be the next word. What is it? As you can see in the book, it is stove. A stove is a piece of kitchen equipment that your mom usually uses to bake in the oven below the stove, and the stove on top will be used to make fried chicken for you to eat. I love fried chickens. But I like type of chicken the most in Vietnamese is garang. I like I like that kind of chicken in Vietnamese. I like that kind of chicken. Now let's move on with the next one. What is it? It is called lamp. What is a lamp? A lamp is a device. Just like when I'm sitting on, when I'm sitting on the table, when I'm sitting on the chair or the floor, Then I have my book in front of me, but it is a blackout. So what will I do? If your lamp is still working, but there's a blackout, what will you do? You can just get the plug and plug your lamp in, and then you turn your lamp on, and then you can read or you can study. Now stand up again. There. Wait until the cameraman turns over the camera. There. Now when the cameraman finished turning over the camera, let's move on with our mini quiz. Okay, we're gonna look at our mini quiz. Oops. There, just like that. Here, you can see we have some heat sources. As the same for this, you can see they're the same. Can you see they're the same? They are. As you can see, this is the sun. This is the sun. This is fire, blah, blah, blah. Or just any heat sources. So you can see, you look at it. You see the words. And now, let's look away. And now, what are we gonna do? Can you look on the bottom of the next page of the heat? What did you see? You see some words. You can see these words. Or you can see some other words. You can see we cook with heat. Just like when I want to cook fried chicken, but the fried chicken is in the refrigerator, I can't eat the fried chicken that is cold, but I can use the pan, put my fried chicken in, and then turn on the stove, and then I can cook my fried chicken, and then do not eat it at once, but just wait for it to warm up, or just get the spatula and just get any of the equipment that you use on your hand, like the clippers, and then you clip it out until it is warm enough for you to eat, or enough for you to eat. Then you can eat it. Now let's move on with the next word down on the heat. What is the next word? The next word is heat can melt metal, heat can melt ice. So heat can melt ice. Ice doesn't need a lot of heat to melt it. It just needs a little heat. But for metal also melts. But you need to add a lot of fire. Like some stories of tanks on TV, you see that there are tanks full of fire. And then just like the tanks will burn down. And now, I'll ask you some questions. Look at these words. Look at these words. They're similar to the ones in the book. But you just look at these words. I'll give you 10 seconds to remember them. Okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Now, as you look at the picture, what is it? As you look at the picture, what is it? You can see that it has wood and red, orange, and yellow things. What is it? It's fire. And you can see the word fire. Now, what is this? What is this? Can you know the word? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, have you know the word already? I'll open it up for you. You can see it is sun. Now, look at these lights. What are they? Do you think they are things that can wash you or a shower? No, they are lights. As you can see, they have yellow and green. They're pouring the light out. And now, what's this? Big words, but you still can't remember. What is it? It is rubbing hands. You can rub hands. I'll make a fire on my hands. So hot. Hotter than ever. And now, let's do some true and false questions. The first question. The sun gives us light and warmth. What is true or false? The sun gives us light and warmth. True or false? True. The sun gives us light and warmth. And you can see in here, it has rays that will make just like this. Then if you put your hand outside the sun, or if you don't take the fan on because of the sun, it will make you hot or will give you light and warmth. And let's do the second one. And then we'll take a short break and come back and we'll do the speaking section. Now, are you ready for the last true and false questions? Let's begin. Fire is a source of energy that is used to what? The fire is a source of heat. True or false? True. Yes, it is true. Fire is a source of heat, which means it is true. And now, have you enjoyed the questions and have you understand or remember everything I taught you? Now let's take a short break and come back and we'll do the speaking section. Don't go away. Now, I'm sweating. I'm sweaty. And now, are you ready for the speaking section? Let's begin. There are many kinds of sources of energy. Light, heat, and heat are sources of energy because light, now the first one is light. Light can be the sun. Sun can also be the heat. Okay? The sun gives us light and warmth. The sun is in the center of the solar system or our galaxy. And the sun sets and rises every day and night. Like in the evening, it will set, and early in the morning, it will go up. Now, let's go away from the sun and then let's go with the light in the speaking section. The lamp, okay, can you see the lamp? As you can see, there's a lamp in my room and also there's a lamp outside there. The lamp can help you when you're studying with a computer or your notebook. You don't have any light because there's a blackout, but your lamp doesn't have any, but your lamp still works. So what will you do? You will just plug the plug into the wall and then you can have light. And now, let's switch to another source. That source is, of course, heat. You can use heat to cook and eat, or we can use heat to melt things. Just like we can use heat to melt and burn things. If I put this book into a fire, then the book will burn. But, let me see, I'll find something metal. Don't worry. If I put a bicycle into if I put a bicycle into a giant fire, it will also melt. But if we put a book inside a stove or an oven, it will not melt, but it will burn or turn into scrap paper, just like a time machine. We can burn it into scrap metal or liquid metal. Have you heard of liquid metal? There's also gas metal, there's also vapor metal, and there's also liquid metal, and also normal metal as we use as hose. If we don't need it, they will turn it into something else. But it's not just like that. The metal that we don't need just goes through a conveyor belt into something for just a few minutes, then it goes out with a wrench and some plugs. No, they have to get burned, and then they will pour it into some shapes, and then it will be the shape of it. It will cool down or make it nice again, and then it will turn into that. But also, if you put something metal outside the window in a sunny day, it can also burn. And you can also cook on a stove. I don't think I'm talking too much, but now let's end this lesson because I think let's wrap it up because I think my shirt is getting very hot. So now, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you want to find me, you'll find me at American Textbook Reading, Science and Social Studies from 1 to 4. And also you need to write my name in your favorite lesson. Then you can see the videos of me and the real Brian Sturks videos. So now, enjoy the lessons!